Any question here?
It's like one maintenance plan can contain multiple items.
Yeah, can contain multiple items. Yes. Okay. The other things I think Pratik has already showed you in the detail, right? What is the cycle and all those stuff. So I'm not going to in detail into that. So in configurations of this maintenance plan, there is not much configuration. Basic configuration there at the order type level or the notification type level. Okay. So there is, if you don't have any question, I'll just move to the next topic. Actually, I'm not supposed to take that WCM because it's little bit tricky topic, but just for your knowledge, I'm taking over here. What is the WCM? Have you heard about this WCM earlier? Any one of you?
I have heard.
Yeah, it's a work clearance management. Okay. So what is this work clearance management is? Kiran, you want to explain in little bit brief?
Yes. So for every work in any plant we do, there is a need of work permit. So there are different types of work permit, like hot work permit, cold work permit, depends on the work which is involved. Like if it is welding, it requires hot work permit. And there are different activities which we perform inside a plant, like excavation or going inside a ground level where oxygen will not be there. So there are different clearance which has to be taken from different teams. So for that, work permit is required, where you will get you will get the work order. That particular work permit. So how we used to perform in our plant is, we along with the work order, we used to get this work permit, give it to the respective technician, and get all the clearance. Then the activity will be done. Like it's the work permit, permit to do the work on that particular equipment, I can say in short.
Right. Thanks, Kiran. So basically, I think you got it right. So for any activity which we are performing there in your workshop, okay, so there are some hazardous areas like you have the foundries or the boilers, okay, or some electrical area, okay, where high voltage connections are being in place. So in that case, you cannot go directly there, okay, and you start working on it because it's indirectly it's a safety matters there, right? So for that, you have to take first the permissions from the specific department before disconnecting it or before you start any operations there, any maintenance activity over there. So for that, that particular permission is called a permit. Okay, what the Kiran has said just now. Okay, and without that permit, you cannot start your work. So what is that permit? You would say that it's a simple paper, right? I can go to the department, I'll take the sign, and they can ask me to do the work. It's very simple. But before that, we have one more terminology there that is called tag in, tag out. Okay, which generally in most of the organizations it is being used. Might be some names would be different. They are calling by the different name. But in SAP also we are calling as a tag in and tag out. So what is this tag in and tag out? So when you want to work in specific area, suppose it is a foundry or it is a boiler, okay, where you have to go inside in that area and you have to do some maintenance. You have to remove some walls or you have to check some things are being there. So in that case, what would happen? You have to first seal that area. So except this maintenance crew, no one could be entered, or all the connections to that particular boilers are to be disconnected. So all electric connection has to be cut down. Okay, all the mechanical connections. There are some pressure walls or steam walls are being there, which the steam is getting passed through that. All has to be stopped that moment when the work would be started. So in that case, we have to stop all the activities in that area. Okay, then how could we stop that activity? How could anyone know that this is not a permissible area? So that particular activity is called as a tag-in. So when I'm doing tag-in, that time no one would allow to permit to do any work or all the activities are being restricted in that area, and all the electric connections, mechanical connections, or the hazardous area, I mean to say, all the required things which are restricting to work in the, all are being cut down that moment. So that is called as a tag-in. And when everything is being done, okay, and the maintenance crew with the help of production people, they successfully tested, now it's working fine. So that time they are doing it the tag out. That particular action is called as a tag out. Clear? Any question here? Okay. So in SAP also, you can see here, you can read on the screen also, right? What exactly their work clearance management. So for that in SAP also, they develop one sub module. It is called a work clearance module. So I just explain why we require the work clearance management. So maintenance crew working in hazardous environment, for that high voltage radiation exposures. Okay, maintenance measure need to be performed while system and operational of technical system must not be affected under any circumstances. So that should not be happen any accident or anything like that. So for that safety purpose, we need this WCM. Okay. So where this WCM get fits in your overall cycle? Okay. Now they gave the example of SCADA. Okay, so SCADA is something different. So automatic notification creations. Okay. So for us, when you're creating notifications, what order we are planning the order. So before release, we need this permit to be get approved. Then and then only the approval person would release the order, and then the person, the labor would work on that area. Okay. Once they confirm the work, everything is working fine, and when they complete the order, then again the work clearance is coming to the picture. So this is where we are getting the permit. We are tagging the particular area or the equipment. We work out on it, and once it's completed, we just release that order. We release that tag out things, okay, for the equipment or the area. It's clear? Okay. So in WCM, we have two models. One is the enhanced model and the another the standard model. Okay. So I don't want to take you into the more detail into it. Okay. Just for your understanding, the process has been defined differently here. In the standard module, we have the maintenance order in which we are create the work clearance applications, and under that with reference to that applications, we are creating this work clearance document. Okay, and in the applications we have the scope to tag out or tag in that particular tag out the particular equipment. Okay, and in enhanced module, what did it see here? Only you can see only the one applications, but sometimes what's happen along with your regular work clearance application, there are many other things like hot permit. Okay, that area might be in the foundries, it's very temperature is very high, right? Or the high voltage area. Okay, or some radiations area. So you need one more permit or the one more applications for it. Okay, so only the one normal work clearance applications is not sufficient. In that case, there would be one more application or the approval is required. So in that case, they are using the further applications, and the other process would be the same operation work clearance document after this applications. And for this, you can directly up. I mean to say, when you are working on this process, okay, you are tag in tag out. You no need to go again a separate tag in tag out for this process for the other application. Okay, so that's covered under the enhanced module. So system give you the permission, either of them you have to choose when we are doing the configuration. Either you go for the standard model or you go for the enhanced model. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can see here in this snap they showcase how they tag in the particular equipment they are currently working, or you can see here the wall. They can put the tag in, so nobody can go and operate it. Okay. So again, it's little bit in detail they given the process. So first we are creating an order with respect to notifications or direct order. maintenance planner would create that order. Then the work clearance application is getting created with respect to that order. Okay, and with respect to the applications, we have to clear the work clearance document. Okay, then here we have the scope. In the applications, we have to tag in or tag out. So first we'll do the tag out of the system or lockout. Okay, actually here they written something wrong. I think it's a tag in activity. Okay, you have to do the tag in activity first, and then perform the particular work clearance document, just like earlier snap it's showing, right? So it's a work clearance document. Such kind of document would be there. So this is getting reflected with all these tags to be issued to the crew to put down there on the equipment. So that would be happen there in work clearance document. Again, after the work clearance document has been issued and those tags are being assigned there on equipments, then the order maintenance planner will release the order, and the particular crew would work on that. They perform the activity, and once they completed this order or they completed the confirmations, the operations, that time again it comes to the work clearance applications. We have to do the complete tagging completion. So first is the testing tag. Test tag is one of the middle area. Okay, in that what they're doing, just temporarily go and check the things whether these are operating properly or not, and then after that they do the final untagging of it. Okay, when they untag it, so you can do the further activities, and once the untag has been happened there, then this order is getting technically completed. So this is what the process flow of this works here. Okay, in system we don't have currently anything, even at least at my project we don't have. Okay, so this is what the standard module they are saying here. The many orders can be assigned to a single applications, and then with respect to that a different document can be created. Okay, so 1:1 and 1:many application assignment with the order can be possible there. Okay, so this is small about the work clearance management process. Okay, anyone is having any question? No, clear, right? Okay, so guys, I think we don't have much topics today. So all the topics what we have, the bootcamp perspective, we have been finish it out. Now I think this is the time we have 1 more hour. Okay, so I would like to know from you what you learned so far, and if you have any question relevant for any processes. Okay, because we have taken this boot camp for a certain purpose. Okay, we have to identify a few people out of this team who could be tomorrow they could, if they get an opportunity, they can work alonely in the project. Okay, so can we go one by one, or who want to come first? I'm going to say, can anyone explain us what exactly you learned from this last 6-7 days in SAP PM?
Yeah, okay. Briefly, we learned about.
Kiran, wait, Kiran.
Okay.
Abdul, should I go first?
Yes.
First we learned about what initially we were briefed about what plant maintenance is, what plants are and what all master.
But your voice is not coming properly. Some background noise.
Now? Now is it better?
Yeah, just talk a little bit closer to your microphone, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, now it's
okay. So initially we learned about what plant maintenance is, what all master data we use for all the activities which are required for the maintenance of a plant. Then we learned about the process, like creating a notification, creating a plan, the order, and all of those things. And then we saw the configurations which are in the basic configurations which are involved in the notifications for the notification configuration, equipment configuration, and yeah, so that's just a brief of we learned.
Okay. What are the different master data,
Sorry?
what are the different master data you've seen so far in PM?
I remember the equipments that we saw on the screen also, which was, I mean, Pratik guided us completely through the process and the configuration as well. Then there was a bill of material.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who else want to go for it?
Hi, this is Chaitanya.
Yes, Chaitanya.
Yes, we learned what is master data, which includes function location, equipment, serial numbers, work center. All this come under master data, and how we will create transactional data through using that, and process we follow in PM like notification, planning, scheduling, execution, completion, and how to create a notification using IW21. And what is failure reporting, what is MTTR, MTBF, and how to create a functional locations, and how to
What do you
create
want? MTTR or MTBR?
mean time to repair, mean time to failure.
Yeah, that's fine. But what it's mean? Pratik has
Mean time,
explained.
yes, yes, average time for repair, MTTR.
Okay.
And MTBF is average time for failure.
Okay.
And we learned how to create a maintenance order using IW32. And we learned external services, PM01, PM02, PM03, and purchase order creations, and settlement, what is settlement, and we learned refurbishment process.
Okay.
And how to create task list, equipment task list, general task list, functional location type. All this we learned.
Okay, good.
And what are measuring points, strategy, and counters. And we also learned configurations, how to configure all this.
Okay. Good. Chaitanya. Who else want to go next? Vibhavi? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, so like on the first day it was like complete theory classes that was on plant maintenance and then asset management and then corrective to reactive procedures and then the plant maintained and the next was about the resource scheduling, organization structure, and then that PM01, PM03, and then the reactive measures and all, and the functional location. Uh, Also, the reimbursement process and all was there. I exactly don't remember the T codes that will come to know when we do the hands-on, but yeah, theory is a bit clear. So all those task list creations and all those. So yeah, I guess the complete session it was good, but like if we read just by ourselves it will be a kind of theory thing, but when we don't go to system by our own, like maybe after 2 days the one which we have seen in the system now, all those configurations and all those we won't be able to remember. But yeah, that's what I want to say. It will be just when we come to hands on, then only we'll like able to recall or so
Right.
uh,
So Akshan, when
actually,
you're
I'm a
not
bit nervous just to go into this SAP PM. Like, I know like we have attended this boot camp, but still I'm not sure into the actual PM project, how are we going to handle? Because it's like complete end-to-end process, and like in the real example of any project, how it will be, we are going to just do the configuration of one particular section, like it will be that kind of thing, or it will be complete end-to-end, like from creating the purchase order to complete this work center thing, rescheduling and all, like everything will come at one go, or how it will be. It's actually like difficult to relate it from what we are like learning now and how it will be in real project. So that's the thing.
No, 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 not to worry about that part. Okay. And we are also not expecting within 8 days you would become a master and start doing the configuration, okay, without any help, without anyone else. Okay. That won't be the case, Vaibhav. Okay. So basic intention, at least you should know what is the SAP PM, how the processes are being running over there. Okay. And this part, I mean to say, this is very basic part. We try to cover it out. Until when you are not understanding the basic terminology of this module, you cannot go further. There are many other processes or many divergence in the processes as per the client's requirement. Okay, many things are being happening there. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we don't want to confuse you at very beginning. Okay, so this is very starting things. Okay, and that is why basic things we all cover there. Okay, what's the breakdown, what is the corrective, what is the preventive cycle. So those are very basic stuffs. Okay, which we want to show you. Okay, and that is what our expecting. At least you pursue that. That would be enough. Okay.
Yeah, at least is clear, like what are exactly the terminologies used in PM, and
Yeah.
we actually know now that like everything is there that we have to configure, like from
Right.
scheduling to creating purchase and all. So yeah,
Right.
that part is clear.
Yeah, because the configuration part, see, it's very simple. Okay, until and when you doesn't know what exactly the value at that place to be configured. Okay,
Mhm.
so that only you know when you know the process thoroughly. Okay,
Yeah.
like we have the two activity types. One is the activity types which are calling. Yesterday we discussed on it during costing session. Okay, and one another is the Kiran answered. Is it the maintenance activity type? Right? Do you
Mhm.
guys find a difference in that?
Yes, sir.
Um,
I explained even yesterday when Kiran asked told me that whether this is a maintenance activity. I said no, it's not a maintenance activity. I even explain why it is not maintenance activity and what is the intention of maintenance activity. Okay, so basically one maintenance activity type. Okay, maintenance activity type I'm just talking about, which differentiate the maintenance order further down. Okay, like we have the PM02 maintenance order, which we are using for the corrective maintenance. But under the corrective work, we might be have a several other type of work. Okay, tomorrow if I want to identify the specific order, not only PM02, further drill down. Okay, the corrective order by created by X department or only for a special purpose or only for a specific reason. Okay, so under that I can divide that by putting the maintenance activity type there in maintenance order. Okay, and the activity type is the rate. Okay, it is the labor rate which we define there. Okay, now until and when I don't know what is the difference between them, I cannot go and configure it, right? So that is why the process understanding is very important. Okay, now you come to know this activity type is different, maintenance activity type is different. Now you can easily grab, right? Yeah, it's maintenance activity. Okay, I need to find out the further drill down of these order types. You can explain to the client in that way also, right? And you can take the values from that. Okay. Okay, Vaibhav. So you know the process, right? Don't worry about the configuration. The configuration part, we have many documents for the configurations. Okay, you can do that, and there you will get many support in that area.
yeah.
Who else want to go? Benjamin?
Yeah, so from the beginning of this boot camp, we had a complete overview of plant maintenance, then like the organization structure, how it should be maintained, so that we can create like any requests for maintaining of any equipment. We also dealt with master data, equipments, work center, and we also learned about resource scheduling, task list, functional locations, and how to create notifications, maintenance plan. And also we were also had few of the configurations regarding equipments and work centers. And we also had an overview for a refurbishment request, how to create those, and how to like work on that. Yeah.
Okay. So in refurbishment process, okay, you said you also gone through the refurbishment. Okay. When I'm asking the question, I think these questions to all. It is not only for a specific person. Okay. So have you seen what are the basic things we use there? What is the valuation category? What is the valuation type we use? What are the different valuation types we use? How you differentiate the material by valuation type?
Good and bad.
Right. Why we put the good? Why we put the bad there?
Good is for the equipments which are working fine. Are the goods which are fine. Bad one are the one which needs to be repaired. And once we refurbishment, we take the bad ones, we repair them, we take it to the stock, and the moving average price will be reduced due to the split valuation.
Right. First initial requirement is the activations of split valuation, and that particular things the metal management guys, they are taking care of it, or inventory management guys, they are taking care of it. Otherwise it won't allow you for the splitting these particular materials. Okay. And we have the different valuation type, like Pratik has shown, right? In their project they use the MRO good or MRO bad. Okay, in my project, we have the three valuation types. One is the bad one, another is the repaired one, or the final is a new one. Okay, so it's depend on the client how they want to evaluate the material. Okay, to what level they want to evaluate. Okay, so generally the repaired one, the bad or the faulty one, we are converted to the repaired one. Okay, so at least the why it is in three, because someone want to know that this is what the quantity I purchased, new quantity, and this is what the repaired quantity. Okay, if someone want to the differentiate between that, you can put a three valuation types there. Okay, and behind that we have the moving average price. On the basis of moving average price, only you can settle the cost onto the main material. Okay, so the cost is getting fluctuating with respect to this moving average price. The moment you settle down the cost onto the material, it's the cost is getting fluctuating. It's sometimes it's getting added, or sometimes it's getting reduced. Okay, so this purely depend upon this moving average price. Okay. Okay, who want to go next? Ranjit. Hello, Ranjit. Can you hear me, right? I think you're on mute. Okay, we'll come back to Ranjit later on. Chandan. Hello. Am I audible, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Arjun.
Yes.
Chandan, you can hear me, right? Oh, the moment I start asking the question, it goes on hold. Okay. Okay, I think at beginning we have, I think, 10, 15 people there in the call, right? I think we have only few of them. Anyway, any questions, guys, you have regarding this process areas? Have you tried anywhere in not in might be in your project or you Google it up something like that where you find some questions relevant to this topic? It's
Yes,
clear for all?
yes, yes, sir. That's clear.
Okay. See, on first hand, this module is very much simple. Okay, but uh, when you are being interact with the client, okay, many requirements come into it. Okay, by the different way. Okay, and then this module is getting more and more goofy. Then Komal, I think you talked earlier or Soumya,
Sorry?
you talked earlier, right?
Yes, Abdul.
Okay. So, just for your knowledge, okay, this SAP PM is now the journey is started with SAP PM. Now we are moving towards the Kiran knows, right? Kiran work on IM. So Kiran knows. Now we are moving towards the PM to EM, Enterprise Asset Management. Okay. So if you ask me what is the difference between the PM and the EM, in short, I would tell you the PM is mostly we are thinking to controlling. Okay, when anything would be happen, that time we are taking the action. Okay, but it is a reactive in short. Okay, even though it's a corrective, we are being more towards the reactive in the plant maintenance, and EM we have been more towards the corrective in advance. Okay, so anything would be happen in the future that we are predicting before, and we are taking the action on it, right? Suppose in your house you have the TV, and if you come to know that this TV would be getting, I mean to say it would be the display would be stopped in next 4 5 days. If you get that information in advance in 4 5 days earlier, at least you would take the necessary action, right? Either you replace that TV or you send that TV for the repair. So the last moment you won't get that all of a sudden that TV get breakdown and you can't see anything with it, or your washing machine. Okay, if you get some alarm in advance that something would be happen there in next 4 5 days with that machine would not stop, would stop working. Okay, so in that case, would it be easy, right, for everyone, right? So we are moving towards that basically. So we are not thinking about only something would happen and then we'll be act on it. So better we are thinking that we can, if we get the things before anything would be happen, then we can take the necessary action in advance. So our journey has been started from PM to EM, and in that journey, how this could be achieved? How this could be achieved? For that, SAP brings a new sub module. It could be I can't say it's a sub module, but it is a new cloud-based solutions SAP bring, which is called intelligence asset management. Okay, so what is happening there in intelligent asset management? So at beginning,
But like before going there, like as you said that a plant maintenance is one module, and then when control and result prediction comes to a plant maintenance, or like when they both combine, it is like asset management. But here in plant maintenance also we went through that preventive measures where we were
right.
like scheduling the job, which would show that okay, after 5 days this like we have to go for a service and all those things. So was that part of asset management, or like plant maintenance only? Like now it's confusing.
Yeah, it's a right question actually. Okay, generally client.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, I guess there is some network issue.
Yes, yes,
hear you.
Raghavi. So just to answer you, like SAP before used to work with, I mean, what you just said is preventive maintenance, right?
Yeah.
I think you are reacting so that we can have a better asset health in future, right?
Mhm.
So it's a reaction. Now with IAM and this new feature, we are actually what to say, predicting, uh,
Proactively.
proactive. Yeah, we are actually proactive in
Okay.
this case. We are analyzing various parameters, and I mean alerts are being sent, and it's basically using cloud and the real time data nowadays, right? So all those new
Okay. Okay.
features will
Yeah.
be used here. Uh, and it's very well integrated. Yeah, your question is absolutely valid. So it is based on preventive maintenance only, but it will have a add-on in the sense like it will give better insight, and there are
Okay.
many more features which are included with that,
Okay.
and it's proactive. Yeah.
Sorry, hello.
Thank you.
Am I audible, right?
Yes. Yes. Abdul.
Okay,
Yeah.
the loss on network. Okay. Okay, I think Pratik has answered, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He answered. Yeah.
So basically the same thing, right? In the preventive maintenance cycles, you have to give the cycle unit, right? You have to specify
Yes.
whether it's a 30 days or it's 6 months or 1 year. How you want to schedule that cycle? Now, how from where this value is coming? What do you think? From where this value is coming?
Maybe like we are tracking from past experiences. We are like just estimating that okay, maybe it like it would need a service after this many days.
Right. So we are just pulling this value, or we are just considering these values on basis of our past experience, right? What we did in
Correct.
earlier about these things. Okay, for this particular machines. Okay, this machine is every 4 months this machine is getting failed. So I'll set the schedule that every 3 months I have to do some preventive activities for it. So this is
Mhm.
my past experience. Okay, but is it really required? It every 4 months is failing, or in yearly it's failing 1 or 2 times. Don't know, right? So whatever,
Yeah.
again, I'm doing the work. Okay, of course I need to spend the money on it when I'm doing preventive maintenance on that equipment. I have to spend the money on it, right? Even though there is nothing in that machine, I have to spend the money on it, right or wrong?
Yes. Yeah.
So the cost is coming behind it. Okay, so that is why I'm saying why our journey is going from PM to EM, or why from the reactive to corrective. The reason is that, okay, the action which I'm taking in advance, whether it is necessary or not, when those questions are coming up, because the cost behind it is being getting more impacting, okay, to the organization.
Yeah.
That time these questions come up. We really require the preventive, or the schedule what we are setting there in cycle is the right one, or we can be differ. Okay, now I'm last 4 years I'm doing every 3 months this particular preventive cycle.
Yeah. I got that one is more advanced from where like we will be having a correct picture of like there will be no cost waste or something like that. So I can
Right. So
differentiate
the
between
cost also
now.
is getting controlled. Yeah. So
Yes.
that is the main reason we are moving towards these things. Okay. So we have the some of the techniques there in the IA submodules, we can say, or the three different processes, we could say. Okay. One is the AIN, is the Asset Intelligence Network. Then the PI, Predictive Asset Insight, and the third one is the ASPM. Okay.
Okay.
Kiran, you are there, right? Kiran?
Yeah, Udit, I'm here.
You want to elaborate these things, three things, Kiran? AIN, ASPM, and the PI in short?
Yeah. So I'll start with SAP ASPM. It's nothing but asset strategy and performance management, where So basically, IAM will help in determining the failure modes, or you can do the reliability centered maintenance. So it will help for reliability engineers to keep the good health of the particular equipment. So before means as you already know, the in plant maintenance we have the maintenance plan for periodic schedule maintenance, but this particular thing will even help in avoiding the unpredicted breakdowns. So for example, in ASPM, there are functionality called FMEA, failure mode effective analysis, RCM, reliability centered maintenance, and risk and criticality, where we derive what are the risks for that particular equipment, and we do the risk analysis in that particular equipment operation. And there will be some instructions or recommendations which are triggered from this particular module in the functionality, which will help to improve the some root cause analysis can be done, and some recommendations will improve the asset health. So that is one part. And for FMEA, we will be creating failure modes. For example, if a pump is there, that pump can fail because of so many reasons, and those reasons can be the failure modes. One of that will be pump bearing damage, which can cause due to the lack of lubrications. So that is the cause, and the effect is breakdown of the pump, and even damage to the pump bearings. So this is a small example which I would like to quote for FMEA. And for that, what the action which you can take, what is the action that you can derive? You can create create a recommendation or some plant maintenance review action instructions, like the oil level of that particular bearing has to be checked periodically, so that even with this particular PM notifications and work orders, if these things are taken care, there will be no failures. So you will be determining by what means my asset will be failed, and you will be aiming for those failure modes, so that the equipment will not fail in future. So this is part of ASPM. Coming to PAI, predictive asset insights, there are few ML algorithms which SAP has given, like health indicators, health score, and FMEA, leading indicators, lagging indicators. Again, not FMEA, failure mode analytics. So for example, if I take health score and health status, uh, this particular ML algorithm will help to give the health score of that particular equipment, how my equipment is performing. So there will be some defined range will be there, and for that particular range, health score will be given from this particular ML algorithm. That will determine what is my health score of the equipment. If it is low, and an action will be taken, action will be triggered. And coming to this leading indicator, lagging indicator, again, failure means what are my leading indicators for the failures, and that particular repeated failures, and you can concentrate, or you can work on those failure modes. Coming to the next failure mode analytics, again the same thing, which particular failure mode is causing more damage to my equipment. So different ML algorithms will ultimately help us to achieve the better health of that particular equipment. So this is PAI. Now finally coming to this AAN is nothing but asset intelligent network, where different people or the stakeholders, I can say. For example, if an equipment is installed in my plant and I'm purchasing it from vendor, he will be the OEM. We will call it. That is a term we use in business, like original equipment manufacturer. And there will be vendor who will be performing the services, or we can perform, as we already seen that if we purchase or if we get the service from outside, it's external service. So there will be a service provider. So all these people can give the recommendation on that particular vehicle in this particular network. So there is a collaborative network, asset intelligent network, where the equipment health can be viewed. OEM can give the recommendations, vendor can give the required recommendations for that particular equipment, what are the activities to be taken. And finally, as even Pratik has mentioned, alerts and predictive notifications. For example, all these things, just for an example, if I take this particular pump pump will help for anything. It's a flow pump which is having the temperature, pressure, flow. So there is a temperature range which is 50. If it is goes beyond that, the pump will fail. So for that, we can create a rule in IAM that if the temperature of that particular sensor, which is the data coming from the sensor or on this particular equipment, goes beyond 50 degrees Celsius, then a trigger has to happen, alert has to happen, which will trigger a maintenance predictive notification. So that particular rule we can create for that particular equipment. And this particular sensor data temperature, we can create it as an indicator for that equipment. Once that sensor data flows to IAM system, if it is more than, if the temperature is 52, it will alert immediately and triggers the predictive notification, which will sync back to EAM. So as even Avadut has mentioned, this particular IAM is a cloud application, which is a SaaS application, software as a service, which is launched in BTP platform. And it is having integration, means live integration to our S4HANA system. That means whenever you create an equipment and sync it back to IAM, that particular equipment will be available here. And whenever you create an equipment in IAM, you can also create an equipment in IAM that will be synced back to the EAM. And even the notifications, whatever you create, trigger from here, predictive notifications will be synced back to the EAM system. So it's actually two systems talking to each other on the same assets. Yeah, Avadut, I hope I have covered all the three areas.
Yes, Kiran. Yeah, thank you very much. I think Kiran got an opportunity to work on this IM part. Okay. Anyone, any other questions regarding any process so far? Okay. So guys, actually, I'm just if we are thinking to take you guys for the SAP PM. So who is interested?
I am interested.
I'm also interested of this.
Okay.
I'm also interested.
Okay.
Me as well.
Me too. Yeah, I am also.
Okay. Okay. So basically, we are looking for. I want to say this is very basic things what we learned so far. Okay. So you can do one thing, guys. So we are planning some exam. Okay. In the next week. Okay. Not exactly the date currently I don't have, but I'll discuss with the Deepak and we'll see how to take that exam. Okay. So yesterday, I think Sudipta has shared some documents. Who approaches Sudipta? You approached yesterday to Sudipsha? Anyone of you for the document purpose?
Yeah,
Because
I
he's
pinged
having
him.
some.
I
Okay.
pinged him. He said he'll send on Monday. I guess today he's on leave.
Okay. So at least I asked him to send the AP 315. Sorry, AP 326 document. Okay, that is a process document. At least you go through that. Okay, at least your basic thinking about this module would be getting clear. Okay, once you go through that. The configuration part, I'm not asking you in more details, because as and when you will be practicing those things, you would cover those things. Okay, so that's not a bigger challenge for it. Okay, if you have not yet been approached to the approach him, then please align with him and take the documents he has downloaded from the My Wizard. Okay, you will get that documents. Also, I will not say that you go and Google it. In Google also there is many documents available currently, but on SAP site also you will get more documents on it. Okay, because this is very old module, so much document, much data over there available. Okay. And if you are being interested, I think they open up these exams, right? SAP exams, certification exam. So if you are anyone is interested, please enroll for it. Okay, I think don't know, next week it will be the last date, I think. Just approach to the funny, and if you are being interested in SAP PM, so please enroll yourself for that exam. Okay, so you'll get more clarity on it. Okay, once you pass the, as well as you will get a confidence also. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say in between, okay, if you have any questions while reading or while studying, please approach to us, me, Pratik, okay, Kiran is also there, or Dilip. Okay, they will definitely try to support you, try to clear your queries regarding to your any question if you have. Okay. Okay, so how far was the journey? Last 6-7 days we are getting together here for 1.5 hour. Is it okay, right?
Yeah, it was very informative session where it was taken in a logical step-by-step way, explaining the master data, then the transaction data, then the different functionalities involved it. So all my PM things which I has done before, working as a business user or even the end user, now as a consultant, got refreshed. So got good hold now, I guess.
Okay, thanks, Kiran. Is it fine, right, guys? Because Kiran is having a little bit of background about this PM practices, so some of you might be quite new in this area. It was informative, right, or not? Yes or no?
Yes, Abdul. It
Yes,
was very informative.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
yes, it is
Okay.
good.
A lot
Okay.
of new things to learn, but and in very less time. But yes, it was a good
Mhm.
session.
And really a rare initiative, I could say. Not in much teams or much organization we can get to see this kind of boot camp where we can get a chance to upskill.
Right. So actually, we have been asked to take in within 1 or 2 days, but what is happening if it is it's continuously things, if you are just going with a new topic, it's getting boring, right? At the end. So that's why we kept very small sessions and we just kept for longer durations. So the intention was the same because it's getting difficult sometimes digest if you go for 1 or 2 days of boot camp with all the processes. Okay, so it's better to give some time to digest the topic by topic. Okay, that's why I just kept for 7 8 days. Okay. Okay, then thank you very much, guys. I think we have just finished today early. Okay, you can contact us at any time, and thanks for your cooperations. And thanks to all trainers. I think Pratik is there, Dilip and Namit is on leave today. Okay. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much, and have a nice day ahead. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all.